Hi everyone. Yes, that is a Tomcat in the background, but I promise this is a Chinook video. So anyway, I've been looking at creating some videos covering ongoing, as they class it, in-work bugs and problems that have been reported on the forums, some of which you may be aware of, some you maybe even have reported yourselves. And the idea is to see if I can replicate them, show you essentially, what they are, how they're affecting how you can operate the aircraft, and of course my take on it as well. We're not talking about all of them, and neither did I consider that you would be interested in the minor, this text is kind of upside down kind of thing, but rather the big hitters, the ones that impact how we operate this great aircraft. I also have a new PC finally, so hopefully you'll see some improvements in the graphics as we move forwards. Anyway then, whilst perusing the Eagle Dynamics forum page, which is entitled Bugs and Problems, one stood out to me which had two ongoing posts, and they're both essentially work in progress. One is called Immortal Helicopter, which kind of stood out to me straight away, and the other, less excitedly titled one, is CH-47F Broken Damage Model, and I'll link them both in the description. I looked at the page and I thought, what? I've been smashed out the sky in the Chinook loads of times. Partly perhaps due to my decision making. Yeah, I'm sure I can get it past that SAM site or something like that, and then discovered, yeah, maybe not, and I end up in a big flaming heap of metal on the ground. And at other times, it's just been that the other players or the AI just been that bit better. Although to be fair, they in some cases certainly have the bigger guns, and of course they got missiles as well, right? So then I read the posts and it all clicked into place. So what I'm going to do with this video is essentially demonstrate the problem that these two posters are talking about, and then explain why this is actually quite a big deal for DCS, and why Eagle Dynamics do need to get on and fix it now and not later. So to demonstrate the problem, here we are cruising along over Helmand province in Afghanistan in a mixed formation of Apache, Huey, and of course the Chinook, all modules which are owned in the game. Ahead of us, I've placed some ground defences consisting of anti-aircraft guns, a couple of T-90 tanks, troops, RPG troops, Stingers, a Panzer SAM sat further back, and a Hind that's rolling in just for good measure, all to ambush our unsuspecting AI crews. And this, perhaps unsurprisingly, is a result. God, the Apache went down a bit easy there, didn't it? So the Huey's taking some hits. Let's have a look. Yeah, tails off, gone, right? So both hitting the air, big explosions. Hind's coming back round. Chinook's taking a bit of a beating. AI crew is trying to dodge it, but no, we're definitely on the way down for this one. Let's have a look. A little bit of recovery. That's not bad. It's almost kind of coming back up a little bit there. I guess perhaps they got Bob at the controls, who's trying to keep this thing flying. But anyway, let's see how we get on. Oh, we might actually survive this. Oh, hang on a minute. Tree doesn't look good, and no. So all good, right? It's as you expect. Now we're going to reset on the ground. Imagine the cabs have all landed, crews have had a ton of beers, fell asleep, woke up to this nightmare they're going to show you here. And I'm actually going to let you listen to some of it as well, right? So you can see Apache's already gone up. You'll see the Huey go up in the background, right? So let's just kind of listen in for a sec. Okay, I know Chinook can take a beating. I've seen some, some real ones up close actually that have taken severe damage and kind of carried on going. But this, yeah, this is a bit over the top. Let's have a look inside. Well, yeah, I mean the crew are still fine, can still operate, can still put the ramp down. I mean, look at that inside. Okay, let's have a real go at it. How about a grad rocket barrage? That'll do it, right? Still going? Time to bring out the big stick. How about some rolling thunder? It's a couple of clips on this, by the way, one from the side, one you'll see from inside the cab. Absolutely love it. Right, enjoy this lot. So what's the big deal then? Well, if you're in multiplayer, PvP, PvE, and your Chinook gets hit on the ground, you're not going to die. Which means if you're on a FARP or a FOB, the other team, they just can't take it over. You could essentially just sit there, wait for your own side to respawn, or perhaps reinforcements to come from another base. Now, I 100% obviously don't condone this behaviour. It's clearly unsporting. Some of you, yeah, I mean, you could call it an exploit or even cheating, I suppose. There is, I guess, also the potential for people to kind of be in this situation and not actually realise it's happened. You know, your aircraft might get hit on the ground. You kind of think, well, that's kind of it. You know, the game's going to respawn me, but I'm just going to either pop to the toilet or get a drink or something like that. But in reality, your aircraft is just still sat there. And yeah, and then nobody can do anything. The other thing is, I suppose, you're kind of blocking a slot as well if you're in a FARP or something like that. So, you know, and then there's the part for the actual sim in general. You know, it's not great luck if your aircraft is kind of sat on the ground, even if you're doing like a solo or campaign or something like that, and it's basically like one of the previous posts said, you know, it's Immortal, right? Interestingly though, in the damage model post on the forum. Big Newy, probably had me mention their name before, from Eager Dynamics, has recently posted this as of January 2026. Damage model improvement will come towards the end of development once remaining systems are completed. Now, considering how long these updates are taking, you've seen me kind of go through the roadmap and how much there is still left to do, and also I suppose the potential for Chinooks to be banned from certain multiplayer servers, although I really hope that they're not. Eagle Dynamics do need to take a look at this now. I mean, I'm not like a software engineer or anything like that, but from I suppose a logical perspective, if they can create a Chinook which can take damage in the air, which is enough to trigger an event where it essentially loses height, crashes into the ground and blows up, then surely you can do the similar kind of thing for whilst it's on the ground. Aircraft receives a certain amount of damage and it blows up. And I showed you in the video how it's present for Apache. Right, Apache takes damage on the ground, blows up. Huey takes damage on the ground, blows up. Chinook, yeah, just kind of sits there and is basically, kind of like, hit me again, what have you got, right? And yeah, obviously I'd hate it if Chinook was kind of banned over, certain servers. I'm not going to mention ones in particular, over what seems to be such a seemingly simple fix. So anyway, what do you think? Is this something that you've encountered? I don't know. Maybe you kind of. I imagine there's a bunch of people who just purely do perhaps single player, and maybe it's not kind of come onto your radar, so to speak. But yeah, I'd be interested to see what your thoughts are on this particular one. And as I say, I'll be looking at the forum again, certainly to keep track of this one, and I'll see what else I can do for some of the other ones as well, which are currently marked as work in progress as well. And in fact, if there's stuff that you'd like me to kind of talk about, I'd some suggestions, that'd be cool as well. All right, thanks for watching. See you on the next one. Cheers.